Hello everyone and welcome to lesson 1.9 in our historical investigation unit, and today we're going to talk about writing the OPCVL. And so by the end of today's lesson you should be able to write a completed OPCVL for the historical investigation essay. This is part A of the historical investigation. You just completed part B, the investigation, in the last two lessons. So a completed A OPCVL will include the following items. Your research question and justification will be in this part of the historical investigation, and then the OPCVL for two sources. Here is the IB grading rubric. So this particular section, the source evaluation, is worth 6 total points. So obviously everyone would like to be in the highest category, so this is what you would need to do in order to achieve this score. So pause if you need to read more about how you achieve a 5 or a 6. So inevitably, this is the first question many students want to ask. So out of all of the 13 to 15 sources that you may have, or many other sources if you have really a lot, so which of those sources should you actually evaluate? Well, it's a very simple answer. Well, one that you use the most often. So if there is one particular source that you have used religiously in your paper, then absolutely that is one you want to definitely OPCVL. Then the other one is going to be one that you used but maybe isn't the most credible. Maybe there was something flawed about it, or maybe that you noticed about it that was flawed about it. Or maybe it was one that you used but only used it once. So you found something valuable in it, because you used it once, but it certainly was not nearly as valuable to you when you were writing your paper, because you had one that you used 9 times in the paper. So you're going to be OPCVL that one, and then maybe the one that you only used once because it wasn't quite as valuable to you. Or you will do a primary source and a secondary source. So if that's more your vibe, you can certainly do that as well. So it depends on you, but here's your answer on how you answer that question. What sources do you evaluate? Here is your answer. So how do you format the part A? Well, first thing that you're going to do is your header is going to be section A, identification and evaluation of sources. That is what the IB specifically asks for. So please make your heading to address and say that. This particular area is where you are going to introduce your research question and justification, and then evaluate the two sources in 500 words. That is the whole number, that's the total number of words for part A is 500, and it's going to include your research question, justification, and then the OPCVL of those two sources. And this information needs to be direct and clear and plainly stated to be successful. And you really do need to be direct, because you only have 500 words to get all of that information: the research question, justification, and then the OPCVL of two sources. You should always remember that, just as with part B, 12 point Times New Roman font and double spaced, you will cite both of your sources via footnotes in this section. So at the bottom of the page, you will definitely have to cite your sources at the bottom. And then do not use any first person language. So don't use anything like I, me, may, my, me. I, me, you get it. And so this essay will explore the question, and then insert research question here. That is a perfect way to just get the ball rolling. And then whatever the origin of your document is a limitation to the investigation of history because, and then put your reason here. This is how simple your sentences really should be. Just jump right in it and get it done, because you only have 500 words. And so you have to be, as it says, direct and clear and plainly stated. Okay, you guys are seniors, so this whole slide doesn't even apply to you. Okay, so the question is what to do now. Well, in your historical investigation workbook, you should find 2 OPCVL charts. So you will complete those OPCVL charts. And then following that particular format, you will type your 2 source evaluation paragraphs. And because this is the first section of your paper, you need to include a few sentences on your research question and justification. So you will actually type your research question and justification first, then you will do your two source evaluation paragraphs, because that's actually how your paper should look, and how that's the format that the IB wants anyway. And this is how that first little section will go. This investigation addresses the question, and then whatever your research question goes there. This is historically significant because, and then you put down why is your research question. This is where the justification is. I should have just put that there. And then the next thing you say is one source used in this investigation is, and then whatever the name of the journal or whatever, the origin of this source, and then just start the OPCVL process. So this literally is how your part A should begin. This is really how it should start. Don't be fancy, just follow this, and you will be guaranteed success on this particular part. So lesson 1.9 has concluded. At this point, have you written a completed OPCVL for the historical investigation essay? Probably not, because we just finished this video. Do you have a completed part A OPCVL, including your research question justification and the OPCVL of two sources? That's what you need to be working on at this point. So please make sure you complete any activities for 1.9, and then go ahead and start working on this OPCVL and typing it. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.